Now, if you were born between 1965 and 1980 and you've been struggling to sleep recently, I might have the answer as to why. According to one author, that generation of women, known as Generation X, who are now entering midlife, millions of them are going through a sleep crisis, as they were the first to be told that they could have it all. And now many of them feel like failures if they think that they haven't got that. So, Janet, what, if anything, keeps you up at night?
Not much to do with work. And by the way, that thesis is complete rubbish because I'm a boomer, baby boomer, and my sleep has been rubbish in that it's interrupted sleep ever since I've been in my 20s. And I admit that in my early years, things kept me awake, like, you know, thinking about work, thinking about people I wanted to put one over on because they've been horrible to me.
With your bendy devil or whatever
my
it's called.
devil bendy, yes, toy, yes, my friend through thick and thin.
Yeah, pins are extra.
Yeah. So things have kept me awake over the years. But to be perfectly honest, in the last 20 years, my sleep has been totally interrupted just because I over-exercised. I walked from Edinburgh to London. I've walked the length and breadth of the British Isles. I've had a knee replacement. And although I'm fit and I'm still exercising, in the middle of the night, all your joints ache. So you wake up every 2 hours without fail. And I've got the dog, of course.
That must be exhausting.
That would kill me.
Yeah. I mean, look, when people write in, thanks a lot, and say, Janet, you look tired, or they come up to me in the supermarket and say, you don't look quite as bad in real life, but, you know, you still look tired. Yes, I am tired.
Oh. But, I mean, Stacey, you must think you're at the stage of life that you are most tired. You know, I was going to say with all these children, I don't mean it like that, but you know what I mean?
All right, gang.
You're probably looking forward to a time that you're our age that you can sleep, you know, a peaceful night through, and it's not going to happen.
I am looking forward to the lie-ins after kids, but I just think at every stage of life, everyone's exhausted. I don't think there's many people out there that aren't trying to juggle work with commitments, with being a good friend, with being a good sister, with being a good, you know, everything. I think that society in general just puts a huge amount of pressure on us to be all of these things and tick all of these boxes, regardless of what age you're at. It just...
Does society put the pressure on, and do we put the pressure on?
I think both, but why do we put it on ourselves? Because we hear that that's what we should be achieving, should be doing, are capable of, and then we just think, well, if I'm not doing all of that...
But every day, Stacey, you read in the newspapers, you know, set your goals, live your dreams, and there's so much pressure on women now to kind of set an agenda for themselves. Like, we're all told we're on life's journey and we've got to move forward. And, you know, sometimes it might be good to get off the bus every now and then and you know, not set yourself a goal that you might fail at. That's what Stacey's talking about.
I do also think it's really individual, because some people benefit so much from having those sort of subliminal messages of people saying, set your goals, achieve this, do that, blah, blah, blah. And some people don't. And I guess instead of just writing or not just writing, but, you know, instead of projecting out just to one person all the time, it would be good to reach out to the person who loves setting goals, who loves doing certain things, but also to the person who needs reassurance that getting one thing done a week is absolutely fine too, if that's your normal.
Yeah.
It's that we get rigid in these things sometimes, and we don't broaden them out.
In terms of going back to sleep, you know, the sleeping thing, I mean, that would seem to be anxiety that would cause you not to sleep. I mean, for you, it's not anxiety.
It was anxiety.
Yeah.
Until I turned the corner and realised that, no, you know, I wouldn't achieve any more by having a sleepless night going over all the things that had happened. I think to turn that corner, you have to say, the day's finished. It's gone.
Yeah.
You can't change it. All you can get up, and Stacey's alluded to this, not yourself a list that's too long of what you want to do the next day, because you're going to fail at that and then you'll be back in this cycle.
Yeah, and I guess that's what they're describing there. I mean, Jane and I are really going to annoy the pair of you now because I think we're both the same, aren't we?
Yep, I sleep like a baby.
Me too.
And I consider it to be a real gift, actually.
It is.
I can, you know, because I am a bit of a list person. I've always got a list on the go and I'm quite busy during the day. But when I stop... But I've never had a lie-in again since I was in my 20s.
Really?
Even now, you said you're looking forward to lie-ins. I don't lie in. But I could go to bed at 9 o'clock at night, sleep for 8 hours solid. But when then I'll wake up at about 6 in the morning, and that's when I'm at my most productive.
But you get that 8 hours solid. You get that 8 hours solid.
Yeah.
Can I just say, nothing has brought me more joy than when, Jane, you and Kay came to my house and fell asleep in my garden and I just sat and watched you sleeping, thinking,
God.
Dribbling.
I would have chucked a bucket of water over them. Smart cows.
I loved it.
I slept more
That
than
was the
4 or
best
5
sleep
hours.
ever. She's
You
got
went
one of those
right out.
chairs in the
Yeah, you were
garden
in
like
that-
that, and the sun
Yeah.
was shining. I was dribbling out the side of my mouth. Oh, my
Hope you
God.
photographed it.
I did, Janet, don't worry. I did enjoy it. I was
Sorry,
very
Janet.
envious, but in a nice way.
Sorry. Yeah.
Can you lie in?
No, not as much.
can't.
But I mean, my youngest daughter is just like me when I was a teenager. I mean, I never saw morning.
Yeah.
Never saw morning.
Yeah.
I mean, it was always at the weekend anyway. And she's exactly the same.
I've read
Yeah.
all these advice columns about how to get a good night's sleep, and the latest thing is heavy blankets. Have you ever heard?
Yes.
Heavy
Weighted
blankets.
blankets, yeah.
So
It's-
I've got heavy duvet,
No
I've got a
cheese, no
light.
telly.
Well, Janet, the producers are at this moment scrabbling. Get a heavy blanket for Janet! Get a heavy blanket for Janet! It'll be the next show. It'll be the next show.